Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Well, very exciting stuff today. We are going to get into career mode in Le Mans Ultimate. Oh yes, the first channel in the whole world of YouTube to bring you and give you an in-depth look at the career mode, or the career mode that I've set up for you in Le Mans Ultimate. Very exciting. Okay, so let's get into it. This career mode I've set up, I'm making available to you to see and to copy and to get into for your racing sim. Can be used for Project Motor Racing, can be used for Automobilista, it can be used for Le Mans Ultimate, and it's a lot more realistic than any other career mode I've ever seen, because it does actually have the budgeting and everything in it as well. Now, I haven't spent weeks and weeks researching the costs of racing car tyres or panel beating a side panel, so all the details of those particular costs are not in here, but I've just rounded it off to make it quite basic so that you can just implement it as you go through your season. We're going to start a new season, a championship in Le Mans Ultimate. And you can see it on your screen. I've done this championship before, I think with Project Motor Racing or Automobilista. So I have made some updates and some improvements on the whole system here. And you can use it in Le Mans Ultimate or any simulator that you're driving with at the moment. It just makes things more realistic, gives you more immersion, gives you more involvement in the direction of your team, the budget of your team, and the way your team is run. So let's have a look at the championship that we're going to start in Le Mans Ultimate. It's called World Media Championship, kvmcampervans.com, part of the sponsorship of this. It's my company, of course. So here we are, World Media Championship. Now guys, you can take a photo of the screen, you can screenshot it, and if you get the general gist of it, you can set one up for yourself. Now please remember, I am dyslexic, so my setting out details and my typing, my spelling and my math, everything is very, very bad. There's only one thing's worse, and that is my driving. But use this as a guide, guys, to do something for yourself for your career mode. I've done all the hard work and the sweat, and I've thought it all out. All you need to do is copy it, and it's all absolutely free on my channel. Okay, just improve it and make it work for you. Okay, because I'm not good at this kind of thing, but I've set it out the way I like it. Okay, World Media Championship here, International Super GTs. You can apply this to any series in any game. Now, I've set out 5 rounds. So obviously I've gone into Le Mans Ultimate. I've picked out 5 circuits that I want to have in this series, in this championship career. And I've listed them out. We got Silverstone, Imola, Monza, Interlagos, and Spa. Now, as I race each circuit, I will type into here, up here, where I came. If I came 10th, I will put 10th in there, 10th, and I will put the date. Okay. Now the next time I'm back at Silverstone, racing another race at Silverstone, I'll come over and I will put that in here. I came 7th this time. Okay, and I'll work my way across. So eventually I have a race history at that circuit. And eventually, if I do other championships as well, I'll have a race history of every circuit that is in the game. I'll also have a timing schedule, a timing history of each track that's in the game as I've raced each track. But anyway, we can do that as we go at Silverstone. Now let's down here at the prize money. This is where it gets juicy, guys. We're all here for the prize money. Okay, now the entry fee for this championship is $5,500. So you need to set yourself a budget for your team, okay? And we'll get to that a little bit later on. But it's going to cost you $5,000 to enter this championship. Prize money for each race. So for each one of these rounds, there's 5 rounds, this is the money that you can earn. First place, you can get $10,000. Second place, $6,000. Third place, $3,000. And if you get pole in the qualifying rounds, if you get pole, you get a little bonus. Yes, a sweet little cherry on the top, $1,500 from the track sponsors. And that's just for getting pole, guys. If you don't finish the race or whatever, that money stays in your pocket, $1,500. Now I have a sponsor, so for each race I do, every race I do, I get sponsor money. I get every race I get sponsor money, $25,000, but I've got to finish in the top 5. Okay, I've got to finish in the top 5 to get sponsor money in every race. I suppose in Project Motor Racing it's like the billboard option where you get paid for every race if you choose that career option. Yeah, 20, it sounds a bit high actually. I might take that down. I might take that down to 10. I think it sounds a bit high, seeing you haven't actually won the race. Let's put that down to 10,000. Okay, so sponsor money, every time I race, I get $10,000. That's the sponsors who are all over the car, but I've got to finish in the top 5 to get my sponsor money. Okay, KVM Racing, this is my personal budget for my personal team. Okay, the Porsche, the 911 RSR 19 package. Now that includes extra panels, extra wheels, the support package if I need a new windscreen or things that the whole package. Okay, the whole racing package that I've done, 160,000. Now I haven't researched that. I think the figure would probably be more like 200 at least. I have no idea how much to run a real racing car. So I've just dreamt up these numbers to put in here, but they're something we can work with to make it realistic. Okay. Okay, now the capital I have in the bank after I bought the Porsche and the team and the package and the spare parts and everything, the capital I have left is 80,000. Now the costs, okay, the cost of running this championship is not cheap. If anyone here has been into motorsport, I think many of you have, the costs are unbelievable. So here we are, we've got 2,000 per race. That's going to come out of our budget, guys. That's for things like tyres, petrol, all sorts of bits and pieces. Now, if we hit another car or another car hits us, we've got crash repairs, 500 per race. So you're going to be careful, guys. You're not going to go out there, race around and try and crash into other cars and take them out. You're going to be careful. You're going to make sure that you don't get in a position where you're going to get scuffed or hit. If you make contact with another car in any way, shape or form, you're up for $500. That's panel repairs and respray and paint and all that kind of thing. Now, if you run into the wall and hit the wall or the barriers, that does a lot more damage, and that's going to cost you $1,000. Hit the wall heavy, a heavy collision, even if that's a really heavy collision with another car or a heavy collision with the barriers, that's going to cost you $1,000. That's going to come out of your money there. Okay, so I started with 80,000 in the bank. I started with 80,000 in the bank. I am now at 72. I need to check that if it's right or not because of my maths. I've paid the entry fee. I've paid the entry fee, 5,500. Okay, and I've paid the money for the first round. Here we are. Cost per race, 2,000. Okay, so I've paid that, and I've paid the entry fee of 5,500 in the bank. Now I have 72,500 left. That's all I've got in the bank, guys. So I'm going to try and earn some money on my first race. Gonna try and get some prize money. If I finish in the top 5, I get my sponsorship money, of course, which is $10,000. So this is the budget I am working with. I could go bankrupt or I could make some money. This is the way it works, guys. It's a brilliant scheme. I've spent so much time thinking all this out, trying to work it all out, keep it simple, keep it fun, and I'm just giving it to you for free to enjoy, to add on and use for your simulator. So you can type this out in a notebook or on a format that you like, or you can just screenshot and copy my screen, okay? Or you can do all this in a notebook with a pen or a pencil, write it all out. Up to you guys. Do it the way you like. But I've got it here all typed out for you to copy and to use absolutely free, and just add it onto your sim and have fun. Now we go to the actual track. When we go to the actual track, our first race is in Silverstone. Now this is like a real racing team, guys. Real racing teams don't just type everything into a computer game. They have their own database. They have their own, they have their own software. They have their own programs, and all the details are typed in and put into their program. So this is what we are doing. We're keeping track of everything ourselves, and that's what a real racing team would do. They collect all this data every time they go to the track. So that's basically what we are doing with our race simulator. We are collecting the data for ourselves, for our personal data, our personal information on our computer. Not in the game that could be lost, or could be something may happen to it, or you may have to reinstall it. It's all our own personal data that we can use for any simulator that we decide to play, Automobilista, Project Mater Racing, or Le Mans. So here we go. This is all our personal data for Silverstone. Okay, so here at the top of this sheet, round 1, Silverstone. Up here we're going to put the race results, type it in. I came 10th this time. The next race at Silverstone I came 5th, so here we will have a whole history of a whole history of our racing performances at Silverstone. Go across that way. Okay, same with Imola and Monza. We will have a race history at all these circuits. Okay, here we go. Performance. Now we've got to put in here the weather. At practice, it was wet. We put W there. Qualifying, it was dry, so we'll put a D there. Race, it was dry, so we'll put a D in there. So when we put our times in, we know what the weather was like. Put your best time that you could do there in your qualifying. Pole time. If Michael Schumacher, for example, is sitting on pole, put his time in there. Always keep a track record of the pole sitter's time, so that when you're away from your career mode, you're just having a test day or a practice, you've got something to aim towards. You've got to aim towards that guy's best time, that pole time. Okay, now when you finished your qualifying, your grid position. I finished on 5th today, so you're going to type that in there. If you have a teammate, if you've picked a teammate, you can put his time in there. So there is a bit of a rivalry between teammates. Or just pick someone in the game who has exactly the same car or is driving for the same team. Put their name at the top somewhere, write his time on there. So you've got a bit of a rivalry going between your teammates. Now here's the grid lineup. You'll put this in there. Who is first on the grid? You type their name in there, right down to 6th person. And where were you on the grid? I was 10th on the grid. So you're going to put my grid position in there. Yep. Now you do the race. Here's the race results. Me, I finished 8th, so I'll type that in there. Teammate finished 6th, so I'll put that in there. Events. So in events, I'll type something like I spun out on the second corner, rejoined, no problem. Okay. Now here's an important one. Income. After the race, how much income did I make? Did I get any prize money? Did I get some sponsorship money because I finished in the top 5? Type that in there. Race results. Okay, type the person's name in or their initials. Right through to number 10, and that's how you dish out the points. The first person gets 10 points, The last person to know who was 10th gets 1 point. Okay, so this is how you follow how you are going with your championship, your career. You've got to follow who comes where, and you've got to add up the points. Okay, so you got a little bit to do, but this is racing, guys. It's not all beer and skittles. It's not all driving around the track. There is a lot of data gathering. There's a lot of calculations and keeping records. So this is what you do. You've got to keep track of your data and add up the points as you go, and that is how you can see whether you're coming first, whether you're coming third or 10th in the series. Okay, so leaderboard goes in there. The drivers have their points. How many points do you have? Put in there. Your teammate in there, and personal notes down here. Okay, anything that's happening, anything that's going wrong with the team or the car, type that in there. Mechanical failures, put all that in there as well. So there we go. That's the performance page. You have one of these for each circuit. Okay, draw one up, make one up for each circuit. This one is Silverstone. I have another page exactly the same set up for Imola. So I have 5 of these pages set up. Now, if you think of a better way and a more efficient way, that is brilliant. Let me know in the comments. It adds so much immersion. It adds a real feeling of career and commitment and value to the team, because you're working on a budget, guys. Oh yeah, you're working on a budget that you have created, that you have set up. Project Motor Racing, they have a little budget thing in there. There's 3 options, but you know, in the real world, guys, everyone has their own budget. Okay, we all have our own. Every team has different sponsors, different values, different amounts of money behind them. So it's all different. Each team creates their own budget and systems. This here. So do take a photo or a screenshot. World Media Championship. You can change this picture, or you can change the name of your championship. Obviously, just have fun with it. I've called it International Super GTs World Media Championship. Here's the rounds. This is page 1. Here's your budget and your money down here. And the second page is one for each circuit, keeping track of your performance, your team's performance, your practice time, your qualifying time. So you'll have one of these for each circuit in your championship. I hope I explained that okay, guys. I tried to keep it simple. Don't worry about my writing or my typing. I'm dyslexic. I can't spell for nuts. I can't write for nuts. So don't worry about it. You just do a good version for yourself and make some improvements to it, you know. Just and let me know in the comments what you think. If you think of something that I should put in here that I haven't put in here, just put it in the comments, and let's have fun. Let's have fun, okay? And support each other and help each other with this wonderful sim racing hobby. Whichever platform you've got, you know, you can use this career method in your simulator. Okay, hope that was good, guys. Hope you like that. Leave a like, a comment, or subscribe. And coming right up is our first race in Silverstone. So I'll do that on the next video. It may even be today. But anyway, I'll be seeing you very, very soon. Over and out, guys. Cheers. Have fun with your sim.